What is up, you beautiful cats and kittens, you Refuge Nation nerds, the people that we love and know so well? Welcome to the Refuge Report. This is an opportunity each week where we sit down and we go over the current haps of the the nation, the globe, as some people call it, or unless you're one of those crazy flat Earth people. Then we go over some current stuff going on here. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor of the Refuge Report, Refuge Medical. Small company, don't know if you've heard of it. It is the best, believe it. Refuge Medical makes the absolute best first aid kits and some of the best first aid training on the market right now for the everyday prepared citizen. I've been told, I can't confirm it, I've never seen one of their first aid kits, but I've been told that they're high quality. I've also never been to one of their trainings, but I've also been told that you can learn the fine art of how to not die. Shout out to everybody in the chat who's been hanging out with us for some time here. Shout out Striker Cade, to Matt Bear, Tommy Guptill, Ghost, Gus, Allen, Rhonda Miller's in the chat, Palmetto Paratrooper, all you Refuge Nation nerds. Share the stream out, guys, because there's a lot of people that entered into the Refuge Responder giveaway, and we actually were unable to contact the first winner. And so we're going to keep our word here. We're going to do another live drawing. And what you get with the Refuge Responder, just to jog the old memory, get the brain working, the cobwebs blown out, is you get an essential responder. So that's Responder 1, Responder 2, Responder 3, and the night responder, if you elect to do so, all of them for free. We're going to pay for the cost of the class, pay the instructors. You get to come out, participate, train, learn the fine art of how to not die, and then get to do a fully immersive SHTF scenario. And we're going to talk a little bit about the responder course and the night responder here on the live stream today. Very, very cool. I was just doing a little shilling for Refuge this morning. Very cool. But Striker Cade, would you even know anything about first aid gear? Who are you? You've never rendered aid in a real life scenario inside of explosive situations. So like, why don't you just pipe down there, bud?
Yeah, it's a good thing you're on that side of the camera.
Yeah, Striker Cade's one of the scariest people I've ever met. He's literally, he's probably 3 of me in actuality. What's up, Connie? Everybody, thank you for the 5x5s in the chat. We appreciate it. Hopefully the intro is smooth for you. Lauren's been working real hard. Shout out to Lauren. Everybody give Lauren a little bit of love in the chat. We love Lauren. She is she's such a good kid. She's just working hard, you know, really giving it her all. It's very cool. Very, very cool. So with that, we're going to go into our first news story of the day. I give you that praise and we start having technical difficulties.
Yep, literally the moment you did that.
Hilarious. Hilarious. I said something. I complimented Lauren, and that's the second we get technical difficulties. You'll have that on those big jobs. We'll give it a second, guys. Patience is a virtue.
No, it's fine. It's on right now.
We're aiming to be virtuous. We're getting our warnings right now. Somebody said face. Yep. Yeah, you'll have that. Connie said hi, Lauren. Rhonda said hi, Lauren. Never took Spalling. Yeah, he never took Spalling to the face. He's never been in combat. He doesn't know. He wouldn't know, bro.
It's going to be really fast, and I hope to God that it's good. See what happens.
Ghost commented, Ghost said, I got a top fan badge for my elite medic, and all I do is comment on their videos to buy medical gear from Refuge Medical.
That's awesome.
When they reward you for shilling for other companies. Amazing. Awesome. What up, Rue? Rue Panas here? Heck yeah. All right, guys, we got some awesome news stories going from global, national, geopolitical news all over the spectrum today. We're going to be talking about things that pertain to you, the everyday prepared American. But first, we're going to share a story that somebody wrote into us. We asked you guys last week. We said, hey, if you've got good media, if you got good news, good stories, whatever it may be, send them in, media at refugemedical.com, media at refugemedical.com. Send us your stories. Send us what you want us to talk about on the show. We love your guys' write-ins. You know, we always get a couple of thousand views from this show, and so it's a cool opportunity for you to share with that audience something cool that happened or maybe a learning point, something new. So write us in, media at refugemedical.com. It's a great time. As the show continues to build, remember, you guys are the OGs. We love you. We really, really do. So this is coming from an undisclosed location with an undisclosed person. They didn't want their information shared, so I'm not going to. So it reads as this. I'm going to try my best. The grammar's not super good, and there's a lot of adult language, which I'm going to try to cut out as I read, right? So it says, afternoon from West Kentucky. I just finished up helping save another man's life, a complete stranger. Not the first, nor sadly will it be the last. My creds real quick, 3rd gen paratrooper, 2 trips to Iraq, 3rd gen firefighter, got out of work at a separate location. I was part of the reason the city of the NHL now carries tourniquets. Or the city and the NHL carry tourniquets. Okay, sorry, washing, here we go. All right, I was washing dishes in my girlfriend's home and hear the wreck and see one of her kids running towards the home. I grabbed my bag I've had since forever. I didn't have any gloves or eye pro in it. Big blank idiot rang in my head. A no helmet rider hit car exiting driveway from the left, popped over and into the car. Left leg compressed fracture into hip, femur head broke off clear as day, and the tib fib both spiral fracture, calf opened up. No arterial bleeding. I didn't apply a TQ, but I did apply a C-collar and to help keep him still as possible. EMS was a joke. Collar was on, and the cop told me to let go and walk away. Who the blank in the podunk? Dude got in the bus to a chopper to get to a trauma center, so who knows the injuries in the other vehicle. The lack of training and common medical knowledge was scary. Now here's the tough part for me. I've been fighting so much stuff in my own head I was going to check out of the party. I came inside and started this after chatting with a friend I enlisted with 14 years ago and speak with daily. I can't thank you enough, everyone there, the entire community. I've never met you, and I probably never will, but thank you for all that you do. I'm going to figure out a way to teach as many people as I know what I know. So I wanted to share this because it's a great story of just being present, paying attention, using your gear, having it ready to be deployed, having gloves being ready, as well as this is a community of people. This obviously, if we were just a company, boy, we're real bad at it, to be honest. This is an organization where we try to focus on building a community for you, building a space where we can, as like-minded people, hang out. We can discuss things, we can learn, we can grow all together. That's a super powerful story. The guy was honestly not wanting to be alive anymore, and you know, like, don't let that overtake you. Don't let that thought process overtake you. If you guys ever need help, we do have a therapist that we recommend, especially a trauma therapist, Dr. Trevor Wilkins, the Angry Viking therapist. He is phenomenal at what he does. He really is. He's easy to work with. He takes a lot of different insurances, and he has good cash plans as well. I recommend you reach out to him. I don't get anything from saying that. We have no cutback, no financial relationship. All it is I just want you guys to get the help that you need. So if you're struggling mentally right now in these trying times, reach out to AVT. He'll give you a hand and help you figure out what's going on up there. And this is a huge lesson. Guys, use your tools. Have your tools ready. Have it staged. Have it where it needs to be. Pay attention. And, you know, you never know. You don't get to decide when the Father's going to put you in a position to end a raid or render aid. You don't. So be ready for it. That's what we're going to. All right. So going off of that story, I did want to talk to you guys really quick about a new product we've got here. It's called the Xstat. This is Xstat 12. There's a couple different sizes. This is a badass product. Seriously. All right, so I'm going to explain it as best I can with the time we have. So you guys are familiar with Quick Clot. You're familiar with wound packing gauze. Some of you are even familiar with the Hemocon dressings, which have hemostatic gauze inside of an ETD here, right? Now, what Xstat is, this takes it up a notch. This is a plunger here. It's a big plunger that's filled with gauze pellets that will expand when they get moist, when they seek moisture, right? So what you do is you put this into the wound channel, You press the plunger down, it pushes all those hemostatic impregnated gauze pellets in, and then the whole channel is automatically packed with wound packing hemostatic gauze, right? And then you can just do a little bit of back pressure, a little bit of back packing. It's way easier. Majority of MARSOC is carrying this right now. It's under $100, and this is like a game changer when it comes to wound packing, especially with the hemostatic. This is super duper sick. We don't have a ton of these in stock. I would grab them while you can. TJ hasn't talked about them, or the Bear hasn't talked about them just yet. So you guys are getting first dibs because you're Refuge Nation, and we love you. It is a super, super cool product. I put these in majority of my big kits already because, I mean, dude, wound packing is so incredibly difficult. People don't give it enough credit. It's going to take multiple people to lay them down. It's going to take multiple people to hold them down and to actually work your thumbs into that right space. This is so much easier.
It says out of stock on the website. We're fixing it. It's not. So
it says out of stock on the website right now. We're fixing it. Britt's getting it fixed up for you. She just made it really quick. So all you're going to have to do, instead of like working and packing and all that stuff, put it in there, press that plunger down, and it's going to fill that cavity up and it automatically expand, right? You don't have to worry about removing the sponges or anything like that. They're going to do it in aftercare. And obviously you're going to keep doing the normal wound packing signs. You're going to look for seepage or anything like that. If you see seepage, you need to apply more pressure. But an incredible product, seriously. And I think that's from RevMed, who actually manufactures it. Yeah, RevMed is our manufacturer there. Great, great product.
I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the sound of American manufacturing.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that right now. That's China. We have China on the phone making our stuff. We just have a permanent Zoom call over there. No, that's real Americans making real American gear. Sorry, we just didn't want to sell out to Pakistan. We weren't interested in it. We decided to give people jobs and make badass gear that wouldn't rip here, right?
Oh yeah, did you guys catch TJ just ripping that bag apart, like picking it up?
Tearing it apart. Somebody said, did I miss the price on that? This, I think, I don't even think it's $100. I think it's under $100, which people might be saying like, oh, dude, that's really expensive for wound packing. Wound packing is the single hardest thing you can do. As in Stop the Bleed protocol, there's nothing harder than wound packing. And this cuts your time, it cuts your efficiency, and it makes it much easier, like much, much easier. So I put these in a couple of different kits of mine. And, you know, I learned about that from a really good friend, and we just talked about it. And I was like, man, I don't know. Let me look at the white page data. The white page data is like chef's kiss. They're like, if you're not carrying this, why? It doesn't make sense. And so very, very cool. Steven said, can I win? Maybe, Steven.
I don't know. The wheel. We will spin the wheel.
American made. Yeah, it is. He did shred that thing 100%. $100 alive, $0 not alive. Yeah, I mean, TJ says this thing all the time, and it resonates with me. Have you priced a funeral lately? It's definitely more than $100, you know. So, weigh your options, guys. Weigh your options.
It's like would you shop your parachute from Temu? If not, that should say something.
Yeah, wound packing lobster claw. Anything that assists in that is awesome, and it's a good product. It really is. I wouldn't recommend it to you if it wasn't. I hope you guys would trust that by now. So we're going to read a couple news stories, and then we're going to do our drawing, and we're going to keep going through it. Part of this show is brought to you by IWA. We grab our IWA stuff from Nightfall Optics. Cody hooks us up on the price. He really does. But this is great because it allows me to deliver permanent anxiety and trust issues into my team at any point. So if you're in a workplace that's looking to do good training, active shooter training, anything like that, you just take one of these, twist it, throw it, and then congrats. A really, really loud explosive boom happens, or a concussive boom, and then your team is scared to death. And sometimes you can get them to pee themselves, which is super cool. So shout out to IWA and to Nightfall Optics for what they do.
Hey, really quick before you read that story, before we get off the live today, there is a feature where we can do a Q&A, and there's like a setting I can push, and people can put their questions in. We should just try it, like a 5-minute
We'll just try it. We'll just try a little
Q&A
Q&A session at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try a little Q's and A's, 100%. All right, so our first story coming up. FBI warns of rising cyber threat in renewable energy sector. Oh, wow, surprise. The warning comes as federal and local governments increasingly advocate for renewable energies, creating more opportunities and targets for hackers. We talked about hackers last week for anybody who is on the show. The FBI is warning that America's expansion of renewable energy infrastructure increased the risk of cyber attacks within the power industry. In a private industry notification released on July 1, the FBI outlined that these attacks may include hackers seeking to steal intellectual property, disrupt power generation, or ransom vital information for geopolitical motives or financial gain. With federal and local legislators advocating for renewable energies, the industry will expand to keep pace, providing more opportunities and targets for malicious cyber actors. The document highlighted a 2019 incident involving a private company operating solar assets that lost the ability to monitor approximately 500 megawatts of its wind and photovoltaic, sites across California, Utah, and Wyoming due to the denial of service attack exploiting an unpatched firewall. Such an attack is an attempt to disrupt the normal functioning of the network, service, or website by overwhelming it with a flood of internet traffic from multiple sources. While it was unclear if this specific incident was a deliberate cyber attack targeting this specific company, the incident highlighted the risk posed by security posture that relies on outdated software. The agency noted that while cyber attacks on residential solar systems have been rare historically, hackers could seek to target other systems such as microgrids, which are local power systems that can operate independently during power outages, or inverters at solar farms. Researchers are working to counter this potential risk through a passive sensor device that can detect unusual activity in the electrical current. So I bring this up because there's a lot of big solar companies right now, big solar farms, big solar groups that are offering, free solar for the first 10 years and all these different things. And they'll put solar panels on your house, and now you think, oh, well, I have solar. I'm good. I'm outside of the grid. And that's not the case. They own it. They own all that, all the software, all the firmware, all the patchware. Everything is through that company. You have no proprietary rights to any of that gear, and you don't have control of that inverter. And what they're worried about is inverters themselves being hacked. So all of a sudden you get that big firmware hack, boom, a bunch of inverters go down, and then you could potentially lose power on both sides, right? So be attentive when you're looking into preps, when you're looking into sustainable and renewable energy for your house, whatever it may be. Just be mindful of where you're getting your gear from and what technology is actually attaching itself to your house. So, the next story is coming in from Utah Stadium. All right. A bunch of people have seen it. A bunch of people have sent it to us. We've gotten a ton of people send this to us, actually. Multiple injuries reported after a July 4th fireworks malfunction in Utah Stadium, right? Provo, Utah. Several people were injured when fireworks misfired and struck members of the audience inside a football stadium during a 4th of July celebration in Utah, police said. The accident occurred during the opening ceremonies in the Stadium of Fire event. No joke. No pun intended there. Event at Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo, which is the campus football stadium for Brigham Young University. The exact number of severity of injuries at the annual holiday event were not immediately available, Provo Police Department spokesperson Jana Lee Holland said. Videos posted on social media show individual fireworks veering off from the cluster sent into the sky over the field and landing among the rows of spectators in the stands and the outdoor arena. After a short delay at the BYU Police Department allowed organizers to proceed with the event, which featured the Jonas Brothers, KUTV reported. The Provo Police Department and BYU did not immediately respond to emails from the Associated Press seeking more information. If you guys go and watch this video, it is crazy. It's like cruise missiles are coming out and shooting down at people. It is insane. And people are just standing in the stands. You know what a bunch of people are doing? I'll show you. This is what a bunch of people are doing. Oh, wow. Doosh, and it just hits them right there. Like, you can watch a couple of them. Moral of the story, don't be at a football stadium. But if you want to go to a football stadium because you like football and you like hanging out with your friends and going to big public events, unlike Bob, make sure that you have some sort of gear on you, right, that you could render aid, that where if a firework, misfired or even, because people always say, like, fireworks are for 4th of July. Concerts have fireworks. Different events have fireworks. Big celebrations have fireworks. So if one does misfire and it shoots at you and blows the person's leg off that's next to you, have a tourniquet on you. It's pretty basic stuff. Have some Xstat. Have some an ETD or some sort of way to create pressure, right? Basic dude stuff here and dudette stuff. I'm not being sexist, all right? I'm gender inclusive here, all 2 of them. And so have some gear on you so that way you could render aid, save a life, and be, you know, a prepared and proactive citizen, right? We got one more news story, and then we're going to go over to our drawing of the freaking winner of the Refuge Responder giveaway. Our first drawing, the person didn't answer. So that means one of you lucky guys or gals will get the chance to come out and train with the entire Refuge Medical team on us.
You should read 2 more stories because I want to give Instagram a chance to hop over here so they don't miss it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Instagram, hop over here. Get over here, Instagram. Just come on. Just come hang out on the live stream, the Refuge Report, so that way you can figure out if you won the Refuge Responder giveaway, a free 3-day training. Come on, dude. What are you doing? All right, so we got another story. This comes from Epoch Health here. 5 foods common in the U.S. but prohibited internationally due to health concerns. Despite the potential health concerns, so wait a second. Hold on. Lauren, are you telling me that the U.S. allows foods that are illegal in other countries?
I've never heard of that.
But then they make natural foods that are legal in other countries illegal?
Well, so what I was thinking was that I should always trust what they say because they know better.
Yeah.
And I'm not a doctor.
We are just simple people.
And they want us to eat healthier. So that's why they make the food more expensive.
I'm just going to eat some bugs.
It makes it like premium food.
Ooh.
You know?
Premium. I like that. It's like when you update your Netflix account or
oh my God! Can we just talk about how expensive Netflix is now?
I don't know.
It's really expensive.
Is it expensive?
It's so expensive. It's like $22 now.
Oh my
It used
gosh!
to be like $11.99.
Do you remember when
you can get the $6.99 one, but you have to watch commercials?
Commercials.
Do you remember those?
Gosh! And where else are you gonna watch Babylonian entertainment? You know, but Netflix. Come on. Where else can you see a bunch of girls sexualized that are underage? I mean, that didn't happen on Netflix. That definitely didn't happen on that streaming platform. They are science. Exactly. We're not qualified to know this stuff. My grandfather never ate any of this and lived to a healthy, ripe old age with no issues, but we're not qualified to make that assessment. We didn't go to a school that doesn't indoctrinate and educate people based off of a system that is designed to profit off of you. We're not qualified.
We didn't get to go to a school where they don't teach anything. I mean, they teach them everything about nutrition.
Everything.
All they learn.
The food pyramid is real. It's accurate. You need a ton of carbs and grains every day. Do not eat meat. Do not eat eggs. If you drink raw milk, you will freaking die. Ask me how I know. Anyways, 5 foods common in the U.S. but prohibited internationally due to health concerns. Despite health concerns, the United States continues to produce and consume certain foods other countries have just straight up banned. The first one, you're never going to believe it. You're never going to guess it. That's right. Genetically modified organisms. In the United States, GMOs include corn, soybeans, canola, and more types are being introduced. GMO tomatoes are expected to be available soon. GMOs are not subject to stringent restrictions in the United States, leading to considerable controversy regarding their use. Proponents argue that GMOs are safe and they enable us to grow larger quantities of food, whereas many critics contend that they pose huge health risks. Why then do Europe and other countries impose strict restrictions on GMO products? It is widely believed that natural products are generally healthier. Additionally, the long-term health impacts of GMOs remain uncertain. A 2009 article, what year is it?
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. It makes sense now. The bugs don't want to eat the plants, so we eat them
We should
more.
eat them. We should eat them. The natural animals that have predisposition as to not eat toxic things that will kill them, don't eat them, so we should.
Speaking of the date, someone said food pyramid, Mayan calendar. That checks out.
Ooh.
Legit.
All right. What year is it, real quick?
I don't know, 2024?
2024, 2024, the year of our Lord, right? This was in 2009, which is approximately way too long ago to not be taken seriously. Reviewed studies of the toxicity of GMOs in animals, finding that GMOs affect the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas, reproductive system, and may alter hematological, biochemical, and immunologic parameters. I wonder, listen, let me get my tinfoil hat. Where's my tinfoil hat? Here it is. Put my tinfoil hat on.
Wait,
I wonder.
Here's the one we had.
If you could grab me a tinfoil hat, I need it. I wonder if there's a direct correlation behind pharmaceutical and healthcare companies and their direct investments into currently produced GMO products.
Never.
I wonder. There's probably not.
That's outrageous.
There's probably not. You probably shouldn't look into that. That'd be dumb. I'm crazy. Anyways, number 2, chlorine washed chicken.
That one. When I was printing this, I'm like,
If you only have ever eaten chicken out of the store, I implore you, please go somehow in your life, find a chicken, okay? Whether it's we have some feral chickens around us because this is the country, but go to a farm, a local small farm, buy a chicken, harvest that chicken, look at the color of the meat, and then go back to the store and look at Tyson's color of their meat, and you just text me and you let me know how you feel inside after eating your chicken nuggies, okay? All right, the chicken in stores often appears white, fresh, and clean. In reality, much of the chicken has been treated with a chlorine-based antimicrobial agents. The process removes and prevents bacterial growth and makes the chicken look exceptionally clean and appealing. However, and if you can believe this, a study at the University of Southampton in the UK revealed that chlorine-washed chicken might be unsafe. The study indicated that this method of disinfection does not effectively kill pathogens. Instead, it may cause bacteria to enter a viable but non-culturable state, a VBNC. Due to these food safety concerns, the European Union has banned chicken treated with chlorine, effectively halting most of the imports of American chicken. That's probably nothing. All right, milk produced with RBGH, recombinant bovine growth hormone. Actually, shout out to Daisy. Daisy actually redid their whole supply chain 10 years ago because they got rid of RBGH. So do a dollop of Daisy today.
dude, their cottage cheese has 3 or 4 ingredients. If you read the other brands, it's like a whole paragraph.
I think they just understood if we put less stuff in here, it'll just be cheaper.
Daisy's the way to go. If
At
they
a
would
certain
just be
point,
organic,
it's getting more
oh my
expensive to
gosh.
do this. All right, recombinant bovine growth hormone, RBGH, is created through genetic recombination technology, which is natural. It mimics cow's natural growth hormone and increases milk production by stimulating the proliferation and activity of mammary cells. I can never say it. Mammary? I think that's it. As a hormone, RBGH can interfere with human hormone levels, potentially affecting thyroid function. But you don't need your thyroid, and you don't need your hormones to be operating normally.
Oh my gosh.
Remember that book where boys thought they were girls and girls thought they were boys? What was that one guy that was they're turning the freaking frogs gay?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Remember Sakote, my son being I guess somebody either said that, somewhere he heard that, and he started asking about it.
Oh,
boy.
gosh. I'm sure that guy's not real, and I'm sure that's not true. This is all satire. Obviously, YouTube, we don't think any of this is true. Please stop shadow banning us. Okay, so the FDA rejected a petition in 2016 stating that the RBGH is safe and effective for its intended uses and that there's no significant difference between the milk cows that were treated with RBGH and untreated cows. Despite this, Canada, the European Union, and Australia have banned using RBGH.
Sorry, go.
So, Canada, the European Union, and Australia have banned the using of RBGH for various reasons. However, they have not confirmed that milk and meat from RBGH-treated cows pose any health risks to humans. These regions have not banned the import of dairy products from the countries where RBGH use is approved. We have good studies that suggest this is affecting your hormone levels. Unrelated, completely unrelated, the current testosterone level in American male is 47% on average lower than it was 40 years ago. That's about half. Why are all the men so weak? They don't have the man stuff in them. The stuff that makes them dudes. So yeah, it's okay. Hormone-treated beef, number 4. The 4th issue involves beef from cattle treated with sex hormones. These hormones, including testosterone, estradiol, progesterone, promote rapid growth in cattle, thereby increasing beef production. However, these sex hormones may have adverse effects on humans, if you can believe it. The European Union has banned these hormones in farms since 1981, which is like a lot of years ago. Citing estradiol 17 beta's tumor-promoting effects, the EU also prohibits the import of meat from cattle treated with these hormones. You should know your farmers.
So the U.S. is allowing, like...
The U.S. is promoting.
Conventionally grown cows, if you will. Conventionally fed cows. All right. We got to find... Heath and I got to find a local cattle person.
I can put you in contact with one.
Okay.
Hit me up. Hit me up
after class.
We're
trying to eat more steak.
Yeah, we just buy half a cow.
That's what we want to do.
That's what we do.
I want to go in with somebody.
You want to go in on a cow? Let's go in on a cow. Oh, hey, live stream, by the way. We would never do that. We would never support a local farm. We only buy at the grocery store. That's the safest place to buy your food. Do not trust your local farmers. They have unsafe practices, and it's not clean. It's not clean, and it could get you sick. You could get the bird flu, and that's bad and scary.
From the cows.
From the cows. You could get the swine, bird. Which one are we on? I can't keep up. Anyways, don't shop at local farms. It's dangerous. All right. Beverages containing brominated vegetable oil. BVO, brominated vegetable oil. We talked about this.
Did we just ban that one, though, finally?
I think we just banned this one, so we're not going to talk about that one. Tips, they give some 5 tips to avoiding these foods. Read what's on the label of your food. Don't eat nonsense. Choose food that are non-GMO. Just like avoid processed foods at all costs. They want you weak and dead, to be honest. Very, very good info here. All right, so we've given Instagram a proficient amount of time. All right.
All right, guys.
Let's see what we got. We're gonna draw it.
We're gonna test this out.
We're gonna test it out. We're gonna try to put it on the screen.
You should still be able to hear Bob.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me, but we're gonna look on the screen together, and then Lauren's gonna announce because I can't see who won.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna transition it now, and then we're gonna check in to make sure you guys can still hear us. Okay? All right. So once you see the responder ready giveaway wheel, please say, "I see the wheel," and "I see you."
All right. I'm watching on this end too, so I'll be able to.
There's a little bit of a lag, so we're gonna wait just a minute.
There's just a little bit of a lag, but that's okay. That's all right.
You're gonna wait just a minute. All right, it is on.
Moose Run Coffee brought up avoid non-organic coffee as well. Yeah, they have, what is that? Glyphosate.
Yeah.
The glyphosate, very bad. Very, very bad. Ooh, we see the wheel.
And they hear us. Okay, everybody, here it goes. All right, hold on.
Sorry, I was drinking water. I'll go.
The actual heck. Hold on.
Nope.
There it goes. Interact. Okay.
All right.
Oh, it's spinning.
It's spinning. Here we go. Who's going to win?
I'm not going to say anything yet because I'm going to let you announce it once you see it. Dude, his name is the same but different. I'm going to wait for you to see it.
I can't see it yet.
I'll wait for you to see it.
Come on, Daddy needs a new car. Or training. Daddy needs new training.
Here it comes. Ready?
Oh my gosh.
You see it?
I don't see it yet.
I see it on my end.
What happened? It just respun on my end.
No, Thomas Matos. His name is Thomas Matos. Tomas.
Tomatoes?
No.
His name is Tomatoes?
His name is Tomas Matos. Tomas.
I think that's tomatoes.
Matos.
I'm pretty sure that somebody put tomatoes.
Tomas Matos.
Hey, congrats, tomatoes! Tomas Matos. Very cool. Very, very cool. Tomas Matos, you have won I'm super pumped for you. I don't
Okay, I have to go
recognize
back.
that name.
I don't either.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have Britt reach out. Can you hear me, Britt? Britt, reach out to Tomatoes.
Somebody said, congrats, tomatoes.
Tomas Matos.
I don't see that name in our.
Okay, if that's not, I don't know how that can be a name because it's for sure. Let me just look in the orders because I did the names from the export thing.
That seems like a fake name.
Doesn't it though?
It seems.
How does the wheel give us that? We might be drawing again. So just.
We might draw
call-
again. I don't think that's a real name. You got nothing under that, Britt?
No, I'm scrolling through Lauren's list now.
It's an AI bot.
Oh my God! Could you?
Bro's
imagine?
name is Forever Tomatoes. That is actually Tomatoes.
Dude, that name is not.
I
pulling
say
up.
tomato, you say
Okay.
Tomas Matos.
It is on my list, but it's not in here.
All right, roll again.
We're rolling again.
Executive decision. Tomas, if you exist, call me. I'll give you a slot somehow.
It was a wholesale order, that's why it was.
Oh, it was a wholesale order. My bad, y'all. My bad. I missed one.
Dang, the pressure. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, we're going again.
We're going again.
We're
Here we
going
go.
again. This time, let's hope for Let
Let
Us.
it go.
All right,
Here it
we've got
goes.
spaghetti squash.
It's spinning. It should be spinning on my. No freaking way!
Who won?
Matt Baer won.
Are you
I'm
serious?
freaking serious.
Okay, so here's the problem. Matt Baer, after I told him I put him in, said that he wouldn't be able to make it because he has to take a family member somewhere.
Oh my God. Okay.
Matt Baer, you won. I know you're on here.
All right, so he can't make it. So
Hold
we're,
on.
We're,
Hold
we're
on.
doing it again.
Let's see what he says.
I cannot even believe that. Like the chances of him winning.
That's unbelievable.
Are 1 in
I knew I had to put him in there too. Matt Baer, are you still on, bro? He was on when we started the
Oh
stream.
my God, that's so crazy.
Yeah, JC Fixer was here when Matt was on it.
He said, "I know." Jimmy
Matt.
Carr said, "Spin again."
Jimmy Carr's like, no. What is the date? September 1, September 2, and September 3 is the date. I'm so pumped he's on the live stream right now.
If you can't, Striker Cade, let's double check.
Let's just double check. Let's just double check. Make sure that it's spun correct.
That's not a real name. That's not a real name. Spin again.
Matt, no, I know Matt's here. I see him.
Oh man, let us know if you can go. If you can't go, it's not October. Mouse, quit it. It's September.
Big Mike, I'll be Tomatoes.
Sorry, I yelled really loud.
Matt's checking right now. He's checking. Matt Baer is an awesome guy. We love him. He is a beloved member of Refuge Nation. We're going to give him a second here to check it out, to look at his Google Calendar, to look at his Apple Calendar, to call his financial advisor, to see, I forget what he said he had to do, but it was something important. If I go all the way back to the chat, top of the chat, I can probably see it.
Everyone, I'll go for Matt. Mouse, I'm just kidding. I know it's September 1, 2, and 3, guys.
What up, Shop Stuff?
It is so fun doing the spinny thing on the screen.
Yeah, this is so much fun.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Well, congrats, you won. That's so crazy.
Dude, heck yes. This is awesome. All right, Matt, so here's the deal, man. All you got to do is you got to get here and you got to find some place to sleep. Everything else we'll cover. I'll even help you with food if you really can't do it, but I mean, that's a pretty hard logistical show there. And part of it is a gear list that you have to put together. If you have any questions about the training, Matt, you can reach out to me. We can have a discussion. You can check the website and you can see all of the required gear for the night responder and then the recommended gear as well. Anybody who's already signed up, you'll see that there's required gear for the night responder and then there's recommended gear. I recommend the gear. Like, even if you're like, well, Bob, I don't have this, but I have that. Bring that, dude. Bring that. It's going to be very, very cool. So the Responder 1, the Responder 2, they happen inside of a classroom setting. They're very, very cool. It's the first day of training. The Responder 3 is about 7 to 8 hours of scenario-based training, and it is like scenario-based training, so you're going to be actually doing stuff. And then you get about a 3 to 4 hour break, right? So you're going to go eat dinner, relax, change your socks, change your shoes, kind of get ready. I got a spinning wheel of death here.
Why?
I don't know.
It's good on my end. On this screen and that one.
Okay, it just must be my computer.
Is there a hotel in your town?
Are we a 5x5? Just give me a 5x5 in the chat.
Matt said he's got no nods. You don't have to have nods.
You don't have to have nods, Matt.
5x5.
All right, cool. So the Responder 1, the Responder 2 take place the first day. The second day is about 7 or 8 hours of scenario-based training. You're going to be put through different scenarios, doing different stuff depending on what the situations may be. And that'll be on inside of a training site, right? So we'll go from classroom to training site the second day. And then you get about a 3 to 4 hour break, change your clothes, eat some food, sleep for an hour, something like that. And you go directly into the night scenario. And the reason we did that, the reason we didn't give you a nice, good night's sleep is part of the night scenario is can you sleep outside with a group of dudes or a group of chicks, like, or a mixed group or whatever have you, and actually be inside the scenario. We wanted it to be like SHTF. And SHTF, you don't get a perfect sleep schedule. You're not going to have a beautiful, I need 7 hours of sleep before I do this mission that could save somebody's life. That's not how it's going to happen. And so it's part of the stress inoculation to see how your body performs under, a little bit of sleep deprivation. It's nothing crazy. You're still going to get the opportunity to snooze out in the field. Whether you get woken up by machine gun fire, who knows, but it is important. Sleep is a combat multiplier. And so then you'll launch into the night scenario with your respective team. You and your team will get a mission set. And with that mission set, you'll have different objectives that you have to hit. You'll be able to use everything you got. If you got a cell phone and you have signal on the mountain, sweet. You have a Garmin watch that's satellite-based, sweet. You can use every tool that's in your pocket, and we'll see how it goes, right? And so there will be oppositional forces. There will be, a bunch of different stuff that takes place. If you guys are still interested in getting involved in this class, if you need a sponsorship for this class, like, say you're like, Bob, I really only have 50%. We have a couple of people that have reached out and wanted to sponsor. Hit me up, Bob at Refuge Medical. Give me your case, and we'll take a look at it. We want people to come out and train. We want people to come out and train. We really, really are excited about this. It's a great opportunity. I recommend if you have, there's the whole gear list. Take a look at it. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I know Medic Mouse is coming.
ABT said he just wants to come and be the wake you up with machine gun guy.
Yeah, I know. I have about 400 people that have reached out to me and been like, hey, I want to come and be the wake you up with machine gun guy. We have a cadre list. We're sorting it out tomorrow. I actually have probably about 100 different people that want to cadre for the event, that want to be role players for the event, that are alumni. I got to talk to, one of them is actually Striker Cade. Striker Cade has actually worked a machine gun for his job under night vision, and so he's got a little bit of context with the equipment, and so he might come out. I don't know. We got to talk a little bit about it. But then we also have some professionals that are coming out from the special operations community, and so it'll be very, very cool from different branches too. So you get a couple of different flavors and from different generations, which gives you different perspectives, which I think is very, very important.
ABT, yeah, but I'm not those 400 people. It's me.
I'm special. I'm super special. Yeah, you are super special, Trev. What we'll do is we're going to bring Trevor out because afterwards a bunch of you are going to need to talk to him.
Therapy. We'll have a group therapy
We'll
session
have a group
after.
therapy session, which will all be very, very cool. So, guys, we still have, I think, about 10-ish, maybe 15 slots available for the training. We made it a little bit bigger. We have some more cadre coming. So, like, if you were thinking about it,
Shalom, Travis.
do it. Do it. Like, just pull the trigger, get it done. Talk to your wife, talk to your buddies. This is a great mag training exercise. I will do a group discount. Some people have asked me. It's like, hey, I have 3 buddies. If we bring 3 dudes, will you do a discount for us? I will. I totally will. I'll wheel and deal on this a little bit because I want this first training like this to be a success, and I want to get as many people in the class as possible. So reach out to me and let's talk. Let's wheel and deal. And that is my talk about the Essential Responder course. I really think that it's going to be beneficial to people. If you can believe it, one of the gear components is a first aid kit. One of the gear components is also a chem light, right? You have a couple of chem lights that are needed. Guys, Opac, belt kit, goes on your back. Chem light right here. Cadre can see where you are. Very easy. Your team can see where you are. You don't give away your location. Very, very important, right? If you guys haven't seen the Opac, I'm letting you know ahead of time. We are about to put these back in stock. You can pre-order them right now. I suggest you do. If you have been waiting on Coyote, Britt, what colors are going back in? Black, Coyote, and Multicam are this run, right? So Black, Coyote, and Multicam. If you guys have been waiting, I've had a couple of people test it. I've only had one issue with one kit so far, and we changed the entire stitching because of it. It is a badass kit. I poured my heart into this one. You have the capability to carry tourniquet on top, tourniquet on bottom, pull from the side, right? And this is tightened up so it doesn't like come out, but you can still defeat that pretty easily. And you have a fully capable blowout kit right here where you can get to it. Hemostatic gauze, wound packing gauze, 2 sets of glove because 2 is 1, 1 is none. Flat ETD, 2 sets of chest seals, nasal pharyngeal airway. You have the flat duct tape right there. You have shears. You have a place for an extra Sharpie, a decompression needle. But you can also put the decompression needle down here on the outside if you need to get to it. The dart, you don't really need the dart that often, but still it's a good thing to have if you're qualified. And I love the fact that it's got the extra tourniquet slot. And then what we're doing is we're building the Opacs now with this hook or this loop on the back so you can get a headrest backer and you can actually put this on your headrest. Very, very easy. So you can add that on and check out. And guys, I mean, dude, it's pretty dang cool. I've been running this sucker for a minute. It's different than the SOB. If you go into it expecting it to be an SOB that's bigger, don't. This kit has more use. It actually has the ability for you to put some more stuff in it. Like if you wanted to add something, you can put an Xstat in there. I would keep it in the package for obvious reasons, but you can fit it in the back and kind of stuff it in. That was something we looked at too. So grab an Opac. We're getting the pre-order right now because the second that we have one thing we're waiting on, once they hit, we're shipping them.
Text JPR said y'all need to do some kits in M81.
Yeah, everybody says that, and then we do kits in M81 and 4 of them sell. So we have some M81. I have a roll over there. We're looking at doing a limited run of a couple things.
You want to know something interesting? We did a poll, okay, out of 30 votes so far. Have you been to an essential responder course? 30 votes so far. 23% said yes, and 77% said no.
Come on, guys. Get to the ER. You know that's our #1 requested product is essential responders. Yeah. People want training. They're like, hey, do training. We got to do training. But then they don't want to travel for the training. And this isn't some guilt trip or anything like that. It's just interesting because do you know it is so much more expensive for us to go somewhere and to like build this setup to have, you know, the potential for simulated mortar fire, to have the, simulated machine gun fire, to have vehicles on site, to have medevac on site, to have casevac, to have active like an oppositional force, not as oppositional guy, an oppositional force, right? To be able to do this inside of a safe environment with active training, with cadre members that have the expertise that the cadre is bringing. Like, come on, dude. This is the type of training that people really want to do. So reach out if you have an obstacle you're trying to overcome with it. just reach out to me. Well, let's figure it out together, right? I've only done responder 1 before. Yeah, responder 1's a prereq. So it is a prereq.
Responder 1 is great. It's like your very, very, very fundamental basics. Responder 2 is where you get to take what you learned and apply it more. But then responder 3 is like, it's the real deal. You are put in immersive scenarios.
Don't forget this, in responder 2, you also get CPR and AED.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the next story we're going to talk about plays directly into that, actually. CPR and AED, if you put those two things together, you have like a 60% chance revival rate. That's really good because CPR by itself is very low. I think it's like in the 20s. AEDs by itself, very, very low, 10 to 20. So you put those two things together, and we got some serious support here.
Carrie, that would definitely make traveling difficult, and we'll be praying for you guys. You're a caregiver for a parent with dementia.
Oh, man.
So we know there are definitely circumstances that make traveling out of the question.
Oh,
We
100%.
totally understand.
100%. You know, I would like to personally go to about 20 different trainings a year. I'm able to go to probably 5, you know, and it's just because that's where I'm at. You know, everybody's got a different thing going on. All right, so we're going to move on to our next story here. B-Ski. I signed up for an essential responder in PA, took the first day, but wife threw her back out the first day I was there, had to leave early. That stinks, man. That really stinks. You know, maybe there's something I can do to help you out since you missed that second day. Email me, B-Ski. Email me. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I understand, Kay Finkelstein.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Brenda said the CPR class is awesome. Learned so much. I feel like you should read the story about the wedding.
That's what I'm about to do.
Oh, perfect.
So, bride's dad collapses during father-daughter dance. Quick thinking saved his life. A miracle. After a bride's dad collapsed at her wedding during a father-daughter dance, quick-thinking guests rushed to perform CPR, potentially saving his life. On March 16th, Emily and Jason Alvarez were married at the Edson Keith Mansion in Philippi Estate in Florida. After the ceremony, Miss Alvarez and her father, Brad Carver, began the traditional father-daughter dance. However, about a minute into performing their choreographed routine, set to "You Need to Calm Down," Mr. Carver suddenly collapsed. As I was going forward, I thought to myself, "I'm feeling dizzy," Carver, 62, told the Tribune. "I practiced so many times and I never felt dizzy, and I was trying to figure out why I was feeling dizzy. And as I was going back, that's the last thing I remember." Shocked, Ms. Alvarez took a step back. "I just couldn't believe it. It obviously wasn't a part of our dance moves. I did see the look on his face, and that was what scared me." Cord Webb, Mr. Carver's niece's husband, administered CPR with the photographer while a friend of the groom controlled bleeding from Carver's head. A member of the staff ran to get the automated external defibrillators, the AED, from the mansion's kitchen. AED is a medical device designed to analyze the heart rhythm and deliver an electric shock to victims of ventricular fibrillation to restore the heart rhythm to normal. I would say he regained consciousness and color within maybe 15 seconds of the shock. It was very fast. Before long, an ambulance arrived at the wedding venue. He was alert and responsive once he got on the gurney to get to the hospital. Once the paramedics arrived, he was talking, and I think he was making a joke, so the light was there. The family continued with the reception. However, everyone who witnessed the incident continued to pray for Mr. Carver, who was transported to Sarasota Memorial Hospital to receive a triple bypass surgery. Although Mr. Carver did not suffer a heart attack, he did have a cardiac arrest. He had a lot of blockages, and his heart developed an irregular rhythm due to demand exceeding the ability to supply enough blood through the blocked areas. Miss Alvarez took to Facebook to share about the incident, writing, "A miracle happened. That whole wedding day, I felt extremely calm and peaceful up until as if my body was preparing for that type of shock. For 1.5 months, he practiced our dance to perfect it. Spending the time together rehearsing it in secret was special. Even though we didn't complete the dance, he still did incredible. He really meant it when he said everyone would be looking at him and not me."
Oh my gosh.
Since the incident, Mr. Carver has advocated for CPR training and AED usage. Both of those things saved my life. Miss Alvarez remains grateful forever for the interventions that occurred that day. "I don't know what I would have done if he wasn't given a second chance." Guys, this is why you get training. It was a tactical medic that saved his life, right? No, it was a niece and a photographer, right? Like, come on. Come on, guys. Everyday people can make a huge difference. It's not always car crashes. It's not always, you know, bombs, explosions, or something crazy. Sometimes it's just you're at a wedding
I mean,
and
could
somebody
you
goes into
imagine
cardiac arrest.
if they didn't know how to do that and he had died at her wedding, could you imagine the like toll that would have?
I don't want to.
Like that. So the fact that somebody knew what to do, ran and got it, and they were able, it took 15 seconds. I mean, and Abba was in it all the way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Asking if you have any miscellaneous first aid left. I'm making kits to give. Shalom.
Shannon, go ahead and send us an email. Let us know what you're looking for.
Admin@refugemedical.com.
Admin@Refuge Medical. This dad and daughter need to do the dance on the anniversary once he is healed.
Oh, I love that idea. That'd be such a cool
That'd be
idea.
so cool. That being said, we are the first responders. Absolutely true. We are always going to be at 100% of our emergencies. It's just the way it is. All right. Moving on to our next story. This is coming from Stars and Stripes. Special Ops soldier is under investigation in a fatal shooting of a Chechen man in North Carolina. An Army Special Operations soldier who fatally shot a man outside his North Carolina home earlier this month has not been charged with a crime amid an ongoing investigation, Army and law enforcement officials said on Tuesday. The soldier shot 35-year-old Ramzan Darev at about 8:15 p.m. on May 3rd after reporting a trespasser on the property in Carthage, North Carolina, according to the Moore County Sheriff's Department. Deputies responding to the call found Darev, a native of Chechnya in Russia, dead of multiple gunshot wounds, according to the Sheriff's Department officials. The soldier's name has not been made public. Army Special Operations Command confirmed Tuesday that the soldier was a member of an elite organization and based at Fort Liberty, North Carolina. A spokeswoman for the command declined to provide additional information, citing the ongoing investigation. Carthage is about 35 miles northwest of Fort Liberty. The soldier who shot Darev and others interviewed after the incident were all cooperating in the investigation, the Sheriff's Department said. It was unclear Tuesday what led to the deadly incident. Moore County deputies were responding to a call of an intruder on the soldier's property who was reportedly taking photographs and who became aggressive to another resident at the soldier's home when confronted, according to the Sheriff's Department. Sheriff's deputies were told Darev was a subcontractor for a local utility company and was working on that job when confronted and killed. The Sheriff's Department said it was still working Tuesday to confirm Darev's employment status. You'd think that'd be an easy thing to confirm, don't you? I think that'd be an easy thing to confirm. Darev's body was found by deputies about 250 yards from the road near a power line on the soldier's property. He did not have any identification on his body, nor was he wearing utility company clothing or in possession of utility equipment or tools, according to the sheriff's office. Family members and an international identification found in his vehicle were used to identify Darev, sheriff's official said. After the shooting, Moore County deputies called an FBI special agent who supplied a translator to speak to others who claimed to be Darev's coworkers. An FBI spokesperson said the Bureau was not currently involved in the investigation. The local investigation has not uncovered evidence of a federal crime. The FBI is in regular contact with the sheriff's investigators and are prepared to investigate if a federal matter comes to light. The Army's Criminal Investigation Division was helping the Moore County Sheriff's Department in the investigation, but it could not provide additional information on Tuesday. Members of Darev family, meanwhile, have launched a petition to see the soldier who shot Darev charged in his death. In a Change.org petition to the Justice Department and the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, the family accused the unnamed soldier of killing Darev in cold blood. Darev, his family members wrote, was unarmed and unaggressive and photographing his completed work when he was approached by the soldier. They claimed he was shot at least 4 times, including in his hand, his back, and his face. Ramzan left Russia not realizing the greatest injustice against him would be done in a free country where, in theory, he should have received protection. Darev's family wrote in the petition, which had received more than 11,000 signatures by Tuesday. Moore County deputies said the probe was continuing, and they had not ruled out charging the soldier. Once all facts have been collected and reviewed, the case will be presented to the district attorney's office for determination on whether criminal charges will be pursued. The Moore County Sheriff's Department is committed to conducting a thorough and impartial investigation.
It's a really interesting story because I do know we had friends who did this. They worked for the electrical company and that was part of their job. They drove around and took pictures of poles and stuff like that. But was that what he was doing?
So it's actually a great cover for clandestine spies. It's actually been caught before. We've seen foreign nationals working alongside public utilities. to see big holes in infrastructure, to get grid layouts, all this different stuff, and they come in with a pretty flimsy ID or even under a green card or a visa, and they'll work to basically build a package and send it back. We found Chinese nationals doing this a few times, right? And what's interesting is this is outside of a special operator's home. So, like, what are the chances, you know? What's the likelihood? And, I mean, this is a special operator. So this is somebody who's very confident under stress. This is somebody who's very, very trained in high-stakes scenarios. This isn't somebody who's just going to freak out, right? So you have to look at all that information and go, huh, this guy wasn't arrested right away, and this dude is a foreign national, and he is directly related to Russia. So what actually happened in regards to, you know, this shooting? We don't have the exact information, but we can look at what facts we do have and see, man, you know, if it's between a Russian national and a U.S. special operator, I'm probably going to trust the U.S. special operator more, realistically, right? And obviously this is all based off of the singles. I've read this story a couple times. I actually told Lauren to pull this story up because it's continuing to show a trend in which foreign nationals from countries that have spoke out against America, have acted aggressively towards America, and have even threatened America, are here in the U.S. and are located around special operations bases.
I feel like that's like the other story.
Right. So you got to look at those facts and kind of like, you know, analyze it the best that you can. Why would this even be happening? Draw your own conclusions and then understand that these are things that you as an American need to be paying attention to. Because if you were, and this is all hypothetical, right? Let's step into the hypothetical bucket. So if you were a foreign force that was looking to do harm to America, you would definitely want to have a good sight picture as to who was capable on U.S. soil. And that would involve all of the Special Operations Commands, right? Whether it's MARSOC, JSOC, ASOC, all these different hubs throughout the U.S., these different bases, whether it be in Virginia, whether it be in North Carolina, or there are other, you know, locations. You'd put people around there, right? And so, I mean, come on, this is basic 4D chess here. And so we'll continue to track this story and see as it evolves what happens to the soldier, if anything happens to the soldier. But one thing is dang sure, if you go up against a special operator on their property, you're not going to make it.
Probably just not.
You should probably not, because you're probably going to get shot in the face based off of what that news story said, right?
Yeah.
Those guys don't shoot to maim. That's just not how they're trained,
I don't
right?
think they miss a whole lot.
Yeah, it's like they're like one of their things. They are not the drones from Star Wars.
Speaking of drones.
Speaking of drones, that ties directly into our next story. Bop, 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 bop. Which is Chinese student pleads guilty to using drones to photograph U.S. naval shipyards. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is this a foreign national by a U.S. military installation acting with photographs and documenting things illegally? What? That has no correlation to what we just talked about at all. That's not systemic. Anyways, a Chinese student pled guilty to 2 misdemeanors under an espionage act for using a drone to take photos of naval shipyards in Virginia. Shai Feng Young, born in China in 1998, pleaded guilty to 2 out of 6 Espionage Act misdemeanors in federal court in Virginia's Eastern District on July 8th, according to court documents. The Department of Justice, which charged Mr. Shi in June, dismissed the remaining 4 misdemeanors. The 2 misdemeanors fall under one statute of the Espionage Act, which prohibits unauthorized photography of military installations using aircraft such as drones. A court document stated that Mr. Shi purchased a drone on January 3rd when he was an agriculture engineering graduate student at the University of Minnesota on a student visa. A day later, he flew into Norfolk International Airport in Virginia from San Francisco, California. Upon arrival, he rented a car at the airport. Mr. Shi first flew with a drone a little before midnight the night of January 5th. Shi flew the drone around BAE Systems Shipbuilding and General Dynamics, NASCO, in Norfolk, Virginia. These are interesting things.
And why at night?
Why at night? You know you know how expensive it is to get a drone that is capable of flying at night? It's not $300. You're talking a couple grand here.
Why is a graduate of agriculture
Going
filming
to
a
photograph,
naval yard?
going to photograph shipyards. You know, I did know. You know, agriculture and shipyards, they do have a lot in common. Anyways, continuing on January 6th, Mr. Xi drove to Newport News, Virginia, where he flew the drone over and around the Newport News shipbuilding yard. Known for building nuclear submarines and next-generation Gerald R. Ford class aircraft carriers. Mr. Xi took several more pictures with his drones of U.S. naval vessels in dry dock and under construction in NNSB, the court document reads. The court document said that NNSB was actively manufacturing Ford-class carriers as well as Virginia-class nuclear submarines. His drone got stuck in a resident's tree due to inclement weather at the time. The resident called the local police due to the suspicious activity of the student. The local police told Mr. Xi that he would need to contact the local fire department to get his drone back. The court document stated Mr. Xi left the scene without retrieving his drone. On January 8th, the resident handed over Mr. Xi's drone to the Naval's Criminal Investigative Service, a civilian federal law enforcement agency with the U.S. Department of Navy. According to the incident, Mr. Xi did not return to the University of Minnesota, according to the court document. He was apprehended by law enforcement on January 18th in California before boarding a one-way flight to China.
All right. Okay. Whoa.
What?
This is just only suspicious by like all of it.
Gosh. Okay, we'll just keep going. According to the Department of Justice, each misdemeanor can result up to a year in prison. That's not enough. That's just not enough. A fine of $100,000 and a term of supervised release of up to 1 year upon conviction. Mr. Xi calls himself a startup manager on his LinkedIn page. He has a bachelor degree from China's Jilin University and a master's degree from the University of Minnesota between August of 2020 and January 2021. He worked at the State Grid Corporation of China, a state-owned enterprise in China. What does that mean? What does a state-owned enterprise in China mean? That's not owned by the Chinese Communist Party. Oh, wait. Oh, it does mean that. It does. The Epoch Times has contacted Mr. Xi's lawyer in the Justice Department for comment. In Congress, lawmakers have raised concerns over Chinese regime's efforts to infiltrate U.S. military bases. In June of
that one time that we had a military base, a naval base, that, like, remember when like there were bombs and then like everything happened?
What was that?
And then like
what was that year?
Yeah.
What was that day? It was like a day.
I feel like that happened before.
It was a day of infamy. What was it? The day of infamy. What was that?
It was like the ocean and then the ships.
Was that Gem Harbor?
And then there were like, you know, planes.
Or was it
and
Ruby
stuff.
Harbor? What was it? Pearl Harbor. That's what it was. That's right. Okay. Anyways, I'm sure that's unrelated. In June 2020, 3 Chinese nationals were sentenced to prison terms for trespassing and taking photos of a naval air station key in West Florida. Great.
So they're spying on our phones, they're spying on our computers, our TVs, and they're just straight up spying on the drones. So
there's a meme of a Chinese guy in Beijing, or maybe it was Hong Kong, and he yelled out to the camera. He said, Donald Trump, no trust China. China is an asshole. And they killed that guy. Yeah.
what?
Yeah, it's a super funny video, but that China got him because he was inside of Hong Kong during the Hong Kong protests, and he put that video out, and it painted the CCP in a bad light.
And they killed
They
him?
either imprisoned him for life or killed him. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, dude.
You know what? And then people hear like, America's so bad. They're so horrible. You know, inclusivity and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? You can say that, and no one's trying to kill you for saying it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Remember, there are people out there that really don't want you to have what you have. The freedoms you have, the liberties you have. You have to have the ability to protect yourself, to defend yourself, to render aid to yourself. All of this is basic American stuff. If you call yourself an American, you don't have these capabilities, you got to really wonder what type of American you are. Really take a hard, long look in the mirror. All right. Our final story, also coming to you from China. China is attempting to buy up America's commercial infrastructure and farmland at a breakneck pace. Bipartisan lawmakers urge federal government to review Chinese acquisition of the U.S. grain terminal. 2 Illinois lawmakers have asked the federal government to review a recent acquisition in which a Chinese state-run company took full ownership of a grain terminal strategically located on the Mississippi River. In a bipartisan letter to the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, chair of the Committee on Foreign Investigation in the United States, dated June 27th, Reps Mike Bost and Nikki Budzinski raised concerns over the impact of the acquisition of the Chicoya grain terminal on national security and the region's agricultural economy. China is attempting to buy up America's commercial infrastructure and farmland at a breakneck pace. The economic and national security implications are far too great to allow this to happen, Mr. Bose said in a statement. In 2017, Illinois-based company Growmark and Chinese state-owned firm Kofco International entered a partnership to jointly operate the Chicoya grain terminal facility in Illinois. Kofco, or China Oil and Foodstuffs Corporation, is the largest food processing company in China. It is also one of the leading agribusiness groups in Asia, with revenues of $50 billion in 2023. On June 20th, Kofco and Growmark announced a deal in which Growmark sold its minority stake in the Chicoya facility to Kofco. The facility, strategically located on the Mississippi River, connects to all 7 major railroads in North America. I don't love that. Don't love that. We'll read that one more time. This facility is strategically located on the Mississippi River and connects to all 7 of the major railroads in North America and has over 7 miles of private rail track on site. It can handle up to 4 trains at once and serves as a high-speed rail and a truck-to-barge loading facility, according to Kofco press release announcing the deal. In the letter from lawmakers, Ms. Bost and Ms. Budzinski, who both serve on the House Agriculture Committee, warned that this transaction will pose a threat to U.S. national security on America's largest inland waterway. The lawmakers also expressed concern to Ms. Yellen that a majority of U.S. ports and terminals are owned and operated by foreign entities, especially China. Kofco's acquisition of the Chicoya grain terminal is just the latest in an ongoing divestiture of American waterways and will contribute to that majority. They pointed out that Kofco also took full ownership of another grain terminal in the United States from a Dutch agribusiness in 2016. They noted that the acquisition of the Chicoya grain terminal, Kofco now owns over 6 locations across the United States, including port terminals and warehouse storage. As the CCP tries to strengthen its grip on the means of American agriculture production and commerce, we must push back, Ms. Budzinski said. I urge the committee to take a serious look at the scope and implications this transaction could have on our national security and on the heartland's agriculture economy. The Epoch Times reached out to Growmark for comment. Concerns over Chinese buying U.S. land. Lawmakers have expressed concern in the increasing numbers of companies from the Chinese Communist regime purchasing U.S. land. Last year, 15 states passed laws to ban foreign adversaries from buying U.S. land. In December, a group of 17 GOP governors wrote to the federal government and congressional leaders urging them to take action to prevent CCP from acquiring U.S. land. If you live in a state that allows foreign entities that hate you to buy land there, I suggest you move. If you don't know if that's happening in your state, you are not informed enough on the current issues. Stop watching Netflix. Pay attention. There are some high-profile cases involving China buying U.S. land near sensitive military facilities. In 2021, the Chinese food company Fuwang purchased 370 acres of farmland to build a corn milling plant near the Grand Forks Air Base in North Dakota.
Why are we letting them do these things?
Because we want it to happen. Because they want it to happen. In 2016, Chinese company Gungai Energy, owned by the CCP, connected billionaire Sung Gunzine, bought roughly 132,000 acres of farmland in Del Rio, Texas, only 80 miles from Laughlin Air Force Base.
It's really interesting that Texas let them do that.
I can't believe Texas let them do that. But Texas isn't as Texas thinks it is. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture data, China owns nearly 384,000 acres of U.S. agricultural land, representing less than 1% of all U.S. agricultural land owned by foreign entities as of the end of 2021. Notably, China's ownership of U.S. agricultural land surged 55% from 247,000 acres in 2019 to 384,000 acres in 2021, while during the 2016 to 2019 period, the increase in China's U.S. land ownership was less than 1%. In 2010, China only owned 13,000 acres. In less than 10 years, it went from 13,000 acres to 384,000 acres. That is called a strategic takeover. That is happening. In a separate move, on July 8th, the U.S. Treasury Department issued a proposed rule to expand CFIUS's jurisdiction to review land sales near over 50 additional U.S. military sites over 30 states.
Hey, will you make sure to answer those two questions or those two comments? I
Yes.
gotta run for 5 minutes.
Yes, I will.
I have a meeting in 10, so.
Copy. I got a meeting in 10. All right, give us your questions. Just ordered my Adventure Kit 3.0 yesterday. Can you talk about the medical kit? And I also have my Medic 2. Ace McLean. Yeah, absolutely. So I can give you a little rundown here. I can't speak to what my Medic is doing. I'm not too versed in them. I'm too versed in what we are doing. No need to get focused on what other companies are doing. We're just staying innovating here. This is actually a quick look at the Adventure Kit. This is the Adventure Kit. So the cool thing here is this is our third iteration on the bag. We have built it to be more sustainable, more robust. It's got metal hardware on it. It's got a water-resistant, durable zipper. It's ruggedized. It's also, we took the MOLLE off of the back and we gave you guys a pocket for documentation, for cards, for whatever you really want to put in there, you know? Snacks, maybe jelly beans. So jumping into the Adventure Kit, this is a fully built out kit for you and for your family. It comes chalked pack. So we've got gauze packs, we've got a skin stapler with the remover. That's an important part right there. We've got, this is like a little respiratory module. So it's got your, it's got airways, and then it's also got some chest seals and goodies, right? OTC wipes, and it's got a variety here. These are all big packs. So that it's not just like one use and then you run out. No, we want to give you multiple so that way it lasts, right? OTC meds, and these things you can also get on the website. You don't have to buy a new Adventure Kit. You can just get a new one when you're done. So OTC meds for, you know, just being out in the field doing normal stuff. You got a big container of eye wash, which I think is important. This is a Slishman wrap, which is a child tourniquet device. You can use this as a pressure wrap on an adult, but you can also use it as a child tourniquet. You've got some Alicaine, which is lidocaine, and then aloe vera for a burn gel. Very, very cool. Trauma shears, of course. You have Imodium, and then also Benadryl that's in here. So a little anti-poop pill and some anti-allergens. You have a SAM splint on the bottom. We put that on the bottom so it helps keep the shape. Going into, it's got two big pockets right here where gear is staged. You have bleeding control and then admin right there. And then you have another one right here that's chocked full of more, you know, support for adventures, just like we said. So you have a Band-Aid bag right there. Skin glue, very, very cool little piece of kit, especially on the homestead. You have finger splints, medical tape, glucose if you get low blood sugar while you're out doing stuff, or somebody has a, you know, maybe blood sugar monitoring. You got some trioral rehydration salts. These things are awesome, especially in this hot summer heat. You have a couple of tubes here. One's triple antibiotic, one's hydrocortisone, right? And then you've got some like support items, some moleskin, some splinter out, duct tape, some additional sets of gloves. We also have the Oleus modular bandage in here, right? We've also got Sharpie for writing time on a tourniquet. You have a soft T tourniquet in here. That we chose the soft T because it can constrict a little bit larger and a little bit smaller, so it has a wider variety of size to it, and it's an awesome, robust tourniquet. It also is better for vehicles. If you look at the soft T, it disconnects really easily, so if you were to run this in your vehicle, you can slide it under the leg and just attach it really quick and then fasten the tourniquet. And then we also have an S-Mark bandage, which can act as a pressure wrap, but you can also use it as a child tourniquet the same way you would a SWAT T. So all of that's a quick look at the Adventure Kit. I think there might be something missing out of here. I'm not sure. Somebody might have robbed Peter to pay Paul out of this kit because it's the media kit. The Adventure Kit is awesome. We guarantee our bags forever. They're made right here in-house. You can hear it over there being made. I would, if I were you, if I was running the adventure kit, I would probably add on the trauma tape. The trauma tape is a super sweet product, right? And so what this is this is a big piece of tape, and in it you have the ability to write all of your interventions and then anything about their vitals. And so you can take note of that, take it, and then tape it to the casualty if you do have a casualty. So this is an awesome little piece of kit there. The adventure kit is nice because you also have the room to add a little bit more if you want to change it. You have the ability to kind of customize it to yourself. It comes in a couple of different colors. You know, we've got black, ranger green, coyote, and then of course like fire engine red for that medical bag. This is just a black one that we have here in media. In terms of comparing it to another kit, honestly, I don't think you can compare it to another kit. It's hard to compare a Lamborghini to a Honda Civic. Not that I would call that other brand a Honda Civic, but I'm just saying it's our stuff. We innovate constantly. We just run the best stuff, and so in my opinion, we have the best gear. It's the most robust. I'm tracking. Okay. You guys at My Medic, I support the most for medical supplies. Well, thank you so much. You know, our thing is we're using data from the Committee on TCCC as well as all of our law enforcement partners, our you know, medical care provider partners, and then you know we're out here doing it. We're training actively. You know, we're training in large teams and large groups. We're training with new organizations. We're constantly working with new brands. We're constantly innovating. Our sew shop is actually in-house right there, so we're able to innovate on the fly and test all of our gear constantly. It's just the jam, as the kids say. It's the cat's pajamas. I mean, I'll let everybody in the chat speak for, you know, what they prefer and which kit they prefer. My Medic is pretty nice though. I don't see the problem. I like both companies. Hey man, everybody's got a preference. You know, me personally, I don't talk bad about other brands. I just, that's not my jam. That's not my jam. I make jokes, but I don't feel I need to discuss other brands. I feel our brand stands on itself. We stand on our mission statement, which is to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom. That's what separates us from every other company out there. There's not another company like us. We do everything that we do under the Father, right? Colossians 3:23 mindset. That's very important to us. Yeah, great info on the buying of the land there, Cowgirl in Arizona. That's a shame. That is a shame. All right, guys, so that is a quick look at our show today. I got to hop on a call. I got a call in 3 minutes. You know, and let's just continue to encourage each other in the faith, encourage each other to be more prepared, more capable. Guys, the training, get the training while you can. We talked about some cool products today. The Xstat is very, very cool, very usable. The Opac in Coyote, grab it while it's hot, as the kids say. It's pretty awesome. I don't know what you're gonna do over there. I'm waiting. Where's Lauren?
I don't know.
I don't know either. She just ran away.
I see a stop button.
Yeah, but she has an outro that she has to do and all that stuff.
Oh, it says ending.
I don't know. Just wait for her.
Okay.
She'll be back here in a moment. Just going through my Adventure Kit 2.0 to see what I'm missing. If you're missing anything, Jimmy Carr, feel free to just send us over an update, and we'll get you, we'll get you some refills and everything like that. Good to go. So that way you're up, and it looks good. What else? Yeah, the thing is, we try to put what is vital and what is useful. Like, there's no socks, right? And that's just a joke, I'm just joking. Refuge Medical, our kits don't explode. They don't explode. Our kits don't suck. Our kits are for life. Like, they're guaranteed for life. They're focused to save, and build for life. Our brand is for life, for the preservation of life, for the sanctification of life. I mean, that's just our jam. That's what we're about, Let me see. I didn't see your question. I didn't. It didn't. Go ahead and ask it in the chat, Ghost, and I'll try to answer it the best I can. Boop, 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 boop. Ghost has got a question here. For life, yo. Do. Bible study, Bob. We did Bible study last night. I've got a dinner with some friends tonight. We might go live for a short period of time if I have time. Anybody who wants to hop on, I'll try. I will really try. But no promises. It'll really be dependent on when the dinner plans hit and everything like that. All right. Ghost said he had a question, but I didn't see it. Did you see it?
Who?
Ghost in the question tab. Did you see a
see. Hold
question
on.
from him pop up? And Ace McLean, thanks so much for that super chat. Seriously, thank you so much. Bless you.
No.
You're freaking awesome. We love you. If you need anything, if you ever have questions about your kits, guys, call us. I hate, we just don't use AI. We just don't use call centers. We have real people that really answer the phone like real humans, and we try to really problem solve for you. So if you guys ever have concerns or questions, hit the live chat. A real person is going to be there. Either it's going to go like Brittany's phone or my phone, or sometimes even TJ Bear that himself will hop in the live chat. And so we just want to provide you guys with the best customer experience in the game. Whether it's customized text messages, whether it's the dankest memes, whatever we can give to you that brings value, because we just appreciate you. You guys support our family. We literally are able to build this because of you, with you, and for you. And with that for life, dude, really.
Ghost, I'm not able to see your question. I don't, this is the first time we've actually run the give us your questions, and it's...
Yeah, he said he's asking for prayers.
Oh.
So yeah, Ghost, we'll definitely be in prayer for you. We definitely will. Have strength, count it all joy, and that's not just a thing I'm saying. Like persevere and endure for the King.
Justin, it is Across the Table with Bob.
Yeah, Across the Table with Bob. You guys can subscribe there. We do the Bible studies on Wednesday night standardly. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to do one tonight. We did do a stream last night. It was pretty good. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I got a call. I gotta hop on. It's gonna go back to back. And thank you so much. I love you. I cherish you. You guys are just awesome. You're the best fans. You're the best supporters. You're the best Refuge Nation that we've ever had. And yeah, share the message. Share it out to whoever you can. And thank you for your continued support. And get some training. Seriously, you might need it. Please carry an effing tourniquet.